So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So again, we're in that awkward position where we've got news from Twitter. We have the icons for the download, but the download hasn't happened yet, and I have to get ready for work. So the only choice I have is to just talk about the news we got from Twitter. And usually I have some problems with this, but I hope that this new app I'm using covers that. But anyway, I'm planning to make a full breakdown of Luffy, Yamato and Oden Toki ahead of the anniversary. So this will be more like a general talk through. We'll talk about what they do. We already know a lot about what Luffy and Yamato does, but now we know everything. And we have the full info of Oden and Toki too. I'll also save the PvP talk for after we got to download and I make individual videos. With that said, let's zoom in a lot. And we can start with Luffy and Yamato, who are a free spirit striker. Luffy's strength, Yamato is dex. And the first thing you might notice that I made a post about on the YouTube feed is that I was thinking like, won't they just have double special? That would make a lot of sense. But obviously making sense doesn't matter here. So they don't have that. Instead, the mechanics will be tied to the swap, which many thought it would. So GG to you guys. Sadly, I will say that this makes this unit more of a meme than they could have been. Like if they had double special, their kit will be really solid, will make a lot of sense, will be super good in a lot of ways. Now you're basically forced to use the 8-turn super swap to get the full potential of this unit, and that's just not feasible a lot of the time. So huge shame, and it doesn't help that it's already a unit that people weren't really feeling a lot of hype about. So now we have a Luffy Yamato that are kind of good if you put in a lot of effort, which, yeah, not something people are too excited about, I guess. They do have a final tap, slot bind, pinch healing, so could have definitely replaced pinch healing with double special, but that's my personal copium. It is what it is. We can leave that behind us. So, for some reason, they only show, like, the good special. Like, I feel that is very weird. Like, usually you just have one button to press to see the special. So you'd figure that if Luffy Yamato have two different specials, both will be displayed here. But it says that it seems to only show the good special, so we had to wait for download to see. But basically they recapped the good special, -2 CD for strength, dex, and quick, 3.25 times orb boost for 2 turns, 80% damage reduction, adjacent slots to Wano, increased damage taken to all enemies 2 times through full immunity. And if you already have orb boost and damage reduction, you extend attack boost, orb boost, and chain locks, could also be chain boundary, by 1 turn. So basically, only way to get that secondary effect is if you run double Yamato Luffy, basically, which doesn't seem that viable in most cases, so not really too sure about that. I presume that the Straw Hat Recruit batch will have like a 2 turns attack special, a 2 turns chain boundary or chain lock. And in that case, it will be decent with the batch, but long term, probably won't see any use at all. Other than that, like, yeah, you get a lot of damage, you get a good orb boost, you get the increased damage taken to full immunity, which is probably the best part of this kit. You also get some Wano orb manip, which is always appreciated, not through block orb, sadly, which is a big negative. But yeah, it's a strong unit for sure. Can't really complain too much about the special, in my opinion. Captain ability, as we talked about yesterday, good numbers-wise, has some good spread out utility, but overall, it's not like the best in the game or anything like that. Strength X, quick -2 CD, Free Spirit Striker Fighter, an additional -1 CD, probably my favorite part of this unit. 1.3 times HP, 1 to 2 times recovery, Strength X, quicker and Free Spirit, 6 times attack. Other characters have 5.25 times attack, Strength X recovery, tandem and matching slot effects, consume recover slots with perfects, 30% damage reduction, and resist bind by 10 turns. So it's a lot of stuff, but a lot of that is like extra fluff, like the matching orbs, consume recovery, a small damage reduction. So it sounds like it's a lot more than it is. And sure, 6 times attack is good, but you do lose out the potential to get a super type or super class or such. That also adds a lot of damage, so not as strong as it sounds, but still very strong, of course. Boost attack by 100 as a sailor. Makes 10 recover slots and matching slot effects. Yeah, not the most incredible sailors, but they are fine. Final tab. Pretty weird that you need 3 specific units as subs. Sand of the Straw Hats or Momo. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, this final tap is going to be godlike. But it's good, but not godlike. Boost character base attack by plus 2000 for 1 turn. And launches effect to boost crew's attack based on the damage reduction status for 1 turn. See, I did say that I do think that damage reduction attack boost will be part of the kit, either as final tap or as the swap. Would have been a lot better if it was part of the swap. The problem with being part of the final tap is that only Luffy and Yamato benefit from this. So I don't really think this will see that much use. In general, Luffy Yamato is more likely to be part of a super tandem chain than as part of the final tap. But sure, it's still like a top 5 final tap for sure. And you don't need to run versus Yamato to get the damage attack boost. But as I said, you only get the extra damage for 1 unit. So that does decrease the viability by quite a bit. Swap. Removes character paralysis, despair, slot bind. Changes character slot including block to Wano. Boosts the type effects of normal attacks for 3 spirit characters by 1.5 times for 1 turn, and the effect can be overwritten. And that's another thing I like with this unit, is that you get the overwritten swap for a new buff, so for color affinity. So this might see some potential use with some units where it's like, you give color affinity, if you already have color affinity, you get this. Now you can get color affinity and something else. So that will definitely be something I try out with this unit. It's a bit weird that it's just Free Spirit and not Strength X Quick. But yeah, sure. And it's a bit weak that they don't remove character's own Parasite Spear Slot Bind. Would be better if it was like 1 turn for the whole crew or such. One cool thing is that if you do run double Luffy Yamato, you can remove all the spear from both with a swap, which is always pretty useful. Super swap, basically the same, but now you get a 2.5 times color affinity for Free Spirit, and you also make Luffy and Yamato become duo form. So this is how you're supposed to get that better special. You stall for the super switch, you use the super switch, get that big color affinity, and then you use the special to get the real special. Otherwise you get the vastly weaker normal special, which isn't included in this picture, but we saw from the video yesterday. And I said not a fan, because this means that in order to actually get the real special from this unit, you have to stall unless we have some kind of swap reduction. So in worst case scenario, you have to stall 8 extra turns just to get the normal special for the unit. So yeah, definitely not a fan of that. Personally, it kind of killed the hype for the unit. There are some stuff I like, but this, not so much. Anyway, one other thing to note is that you can, that Luffy and Yamato themselves can get one orb through block orb, but their special does not. It's also one of those weird discrepancies that is important to keep in mind. Let's move on to Oden and Toki. And this is a weird case where they actually aren't designed to be used with Luffy Yamato. They are designed to be used with Scabbards mainly, and I'm sure they will also have great synergy with the upcoming Super Super Fast Zoro that we presume will happen. But yeah, Slasher, Free Spirit, Oden is quick, Toki is strength, so yet another strength Toki, I guess. They do have Super Tandem, which is pretty cool, since Scabbards are final tap, so that is pretty good synergy. Nothing else noteworthy here. So let's look at the kit. Special, 40 times character's RCV in healing. I guess that comes from Toki. Reduces spear paralysis for 7 turns. Applies -50 slash resistance to all enemies for 1 turn. Boosts the type effects of normal attacks for slasher characters by 2.75 times for 1 turn. And becomes Oden and Toki for 1 turn. So yeah, that's really an amazing complement to Scabbards, which can do attack and orb boost. Now we have a super high color affinity, and we also apply some resistance. So they really have great synergy, and we also have some very nice spear paralysis utility too. So very good complement and just a general pretty good slasher unit. Of course, the biggest negative here is that it's purely slasher, which is pretty good, but like not the best class in the game, so might not see the most use because of that. Captain ability, slashers 5.25 times attack, a further 1.1 times attack when they have tandem 1 slots. That's almost 5.8 times attack, a bit lower than that. Boost HP by 1.2 times, heals by 1.5 times recovery for every perfect you hit. Reduces character's special charge time by 2 turns, and reduces character's switches effect used by 1 every time a slasher crewmate uses a special. That's super cool that as captain they get reduce CD, and even for swap when others use specials. That will probably make them a pretty decent captain actually. I think that's a very cool concept for sure. Sailor, they can also reduce CD there, but only 1 turn, so pretty standard CD reduction Sailor, but that's one of the best Sailors you can have. So base stats by 150, so yeah, very good Sailors for Oden and Toki. Super Tandem, you need 2 particular units. One thing to note here is that yeah, you need 2 particular units. They are designed to work with Scabbards, but if you use Scabbards, you want to hit last with Scabbards. So that kind of removes a lot of these units, and you have to add 2 more additional ones. Like Roger is a pretty good one. We can probably not use Hiyori because she is part of the artwork, so that's actually pretty weird. Like Hiyori and Momo are on the artwork, you'd think you can't use them then, but it looks like you can, so that's pretty good info, I guess. But yeah, maybe you can fit a Roger, maybe you can fit what can we add? Fit maybe Kiku, like Kinemon and Dog and Kawamatsu and Denjiro. They are all on the Scabbards unit, so actually pretty hard to get both the Super Tandem and the Scabbards final tap. So that's something to keep in mind. Would have preferred if it was just 1. I think that is definitely acceptable. But yeah, you do get a 2.5 times slasher tandem attack boost and buff color affinity by plus 0.25 times. Not times, just plus 0.25. So that makes it so that Oden and Toki's color affinity is 3 times, which is obviously very good. But yeah, a bit bland. Will have really liked it to just need 1 specific unit. That would have been godlike, to be honest. Swap, 5% heal. Slashers get a 1.5 times orb boost. That also can be overwritten, and as I said, this is probably what makes me most excited about these 2 units, because these are so many cool applications. Like if you have a unit that, if you use an ore boost, you get this. If you already have an ore boost, you get this. Now we can get both the ore boost and something else. So now we both have attack boost, ore boost, and call affinity with this mechanic, and that just opens up options for team building, which I'm always a fan of. Otherwise, pretty cool. Healing is also nice. We don't get long content anymore, but healing swaps is invaluable for long content. So that's pretty exciting. Super swap, still 5% heal, still changes own slots to Wano. Not through block orbs though. Changes adjacent slots to tandem, makes recover tandem have matching slot effects for 1 turn. So yeah, that's pretty nice. That sets up the super tandem with the super swap. And slashers get a 2.5 times ore boost for 1 turn, which is a very good number for sure for a swap. So yeah, that's the info for the first batch of Any Legends. And it does look like it is the first batch. Oh, I guess I moved this a bit. It does look to be the first batch. On Luffy it's called like, on JP Twitter it's called like the Luffy part of the Sugo Fest. We'll probably get a Zoro part and a Sunny part, is what I guess personally. But yeah, personally speaking, I'll try and get 1 copy of each. I see no value in going for more than that. And I hope that the future Any Legends are more exciting than this, but they probably will be. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.